This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
If you needed any more example of Republican hypocrisy related to January 6th and their attitudes in the days leading immediately following the insurrection, and then their immediate switch when the impeachment of Donald Trump started, look no further than Kevin McCarthy. Look no further than his particular flavor of brazen, naked politics that he employs on an almost daily basis. He came out on the Senate floor and said, the president bears responsibility for this. There needs to be accountability. And then when accountability was delivered in the form of an impeachment and removal and disqualification from running for office again, excuse me, he demurred, he cowered, he raced to Mar-a-Lago to take photos with Donald Trump. And he's still doing it today to try to rewrite what took place on January 6th. He gave tens of thousands of hours of videotape to Tucker Carlson. Now, he's parsing it. Well, I didn't give it to him. I just gave him access. They could come to the Capitol to review it. No one else has access to this footage. And he was on with Maria Bartiromo, she herself is complicit in this cover-up, in the lies surrounding the election. If you've been watching any of my previous videos over the last couple of weeks, you'd know that she was emailed by Sidney Powell, a wild conspiracy theory from a woman who believed the wind, told her she was a ghost, but she didn't believe it. A woman who believed that Antonin Scalia was killed, was murdered in a human hunting accident, or I guess it wouldn't be an accident, a human hunting expedition at Bohemian Grove. A woman who believes she's internally decapitated, and yet she lives, she says. So Maria Bartiromo is not innocent in this. She is no journalist. She is an absolute Fox News propagandist. And Kevin McCarthy went on with her this weekend to talk about many things, but she questioned him specifically about what have we learned from the January 6th footage that you've given to Tucker Carlson? Watch this.
Real quick, there's also a question of honesty. You gave the tapes of January 6th to Tucker Carlson. Do you have any regrets about that? What have we learned from these tapes that have been on Tucker Carlson tonight?
Well, I didn't give the tapes. I allowed them to come see them, just like an exclusive with anybody else. My goal here is transparency, and we will slowly roll out to every individual news agency. They can come see the tapes as well. The first thing I found is that the January 6th committee was not honest with us, that it's not 14,000 hours of tapes, there's 41,000 hours of tapes. Let everyone see them to bring their own judgment. The one thing I understand in America, we should have equal justice. What really raises the point with me is, why did I watch federal courts? Why did I watch cities burn, federal agencies or something, and nobody arrested there? I think we should have equal justice across this country, and we should have transparency. And it's really concerning to me, since we've taken the majority, the things I have learned that government has done, that it withheld information from the American people. That will not happen on our watch. Regardless of what information says or doesn't say, I think transparency is best, and allow the American public to see it all. And we need to have equal justice across this nation.
Yeah, I mean, at one point, we're watching them walk and being escorted by police within the Capitol, which was quite stunning. Speaker McCarthy, thanks very much for your leadership and for joining me today.
Speaker McCarthy, thank you for your leadership, sir. Thank you so much. Hack Maria Bartiromo. Look, there's all kinds of nonsense here. I believe in transparency is just BS. The fact that, well, they told us there was 14,000 hours, but there's 41,000. Even Tucker Carlson himself said most of the footage is unusable, just hours and hours of empty offices because there's a camera there recording whether there's someone there or not. So for him to act like that was a lie and a cover-up and withholding of information is in itself a lie. In itself is not transparent. It's a lie by omission. And then this whataboutism about, we watched cities burn. We watched a dumpster or two burn, Kevin. We didn't watch cities burn. And it would be up to the local municipality to make arrests in those cases. Do you think the federal government is going to run roughshod your precious 10th Amendment that states have the power when the federal government is not granted it, or the state is not specifically granted a specific power? That's a paraphrase of the 10th Amendment of the Constitution. You expect the federal government to just have the power to do what they want everywhere. That's not how it works. But you would understand that, right? Being the Speaker of the House of Representatives of these United States. It's a distraction. It's a deflection. It's just jingling keys or a shiny object to have the baby-minded Republicans, look at this. The fact that protesters weren't arrested, first of all, is just nonsense. Hundreds and hundreds of protesters were arrested all over the country in the wake of the uprising that followed the murder of George Floyd. Hundreds of protesters. Remember all the flack that Kamala Harris got for supporting mutual aid funds and these organizations that would pay the bail of arrested protesters. Remember that? Oh, she's Antifa. She's a leftist. So if no one was arrested, then why was there a stink made about the bail that was posted? Hypocrisy, lies, nonsense. And he's Speaker of the House of Representatives. This is, one, I think, a clumsy and failing attempt to rewrite history related to January 6th and the insurrection, because we all watched it. You watched it live on TV. I watched it live on TV. And for Kevin McCarthy to act like what we learned is from these tapes that I had no idea what was happening because Democrats were in control. We didn't learn anything other than the fact that you're trying to rewrite history. Kevin McCarthy, the Republican Party is trying to rewrite history. It's not working because everybody witnessed it. Showing a couple of single file lines and idiots taking selfies inside the Capitol when they're not authorized to be there isn't a smoking gun. What do you think about this? I'd love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. You can email me daily at Dollemore.com. You can also mix it up in the comments. We can talk about it there. I would appreciate it if you would like and subscribe to the channel as an effort to boost the channel in the algorithms. Maybe I'll get recommended to someone who's never seen my stupid face before. That would be great. Follow me on social media. I am on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Dollemore. I'd love to see you there. And if you appreciate what I do, click the join button, become a channel member, or go over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. I will see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.